What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Thursday. It is July 11th, and we are back with another video for you guys. If you've never been to the channel, you're in for a treat. You can see it's a little bit longer, but that's because we break every single game down, and that's what we're going to do today. We also have giveaways every single day. Super easy to win. Like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment on the video. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you've left a comment, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. If the video gets 100 likes, you have a chance at a free month, which is a $30 value. 150 likes is a chance at a free $200 year, and 200 or more likes on any video, you're a YouTube subscriber, and you've left a comment, you have a chance to be a lifetime member of FTA+. On top of that, there's a second way to win. Somewhere in the video, I'm going to go over I'm going to say a keyword. And in that keyword, you just got to listen for it and type that keyword out. Once you hear that, type that in there, and then you'll have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. Now, a week of FTA+ includes a week of MLB, PGA, NASCAR, MMA, and then obviously once NFL is back and NBA is back, we'll have that as well. So a ton of information, a ton of free stuff for you if you want to check it out. So yesterday's video got at least 50 likes on it. So we are going to have the giveaway as well. So we're going to do that real quick. So we're going to do the giveaway for getting at least 50 likes. Then we're going to do the giveaway for anyone who put the comment or whoever put the keyword as their comment. So that being said, let's rock and roll. Good luck to everybody. Let's see who the winner is. There might be two winners. We've never had the same person win the same day. Alabama Jones just won yesterday. I believe it was yesterday or day before. Anyway, you can win multiple times. So congratulations yet again. Email me. So when you guys are winners, email me dfshelp1@gmail.com and tell me you are the winner of either the views or the winner of the keyword. And we will get you set up for that. So, Alabama, you already have an account on the site, so just in the comment section, or when you comment and email me, let me know the username, and we'll go from there. So, if you guys don't have a username and you do win, you email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp with the number 1@gmail.com. And we go ahead and just tell me a username and email. That would be good. That's if you're not already signed up, and we will get you set up on the website. Super easy, super simple. Now, yup was not the keyword, but maybe Alabama Jones left the keyword here. So we are going to pick another winner until we see what the keyword from yesterday was, which was hump or hump day. Michael Swick. Michael's won multiple times. That's all you got to do, guys. Come back the next day, the next day, and the next day. Follow the rules. Win. So congratulations, Michael. Just email me so I know you saw this as well. So today we actually have MLB and PGA, a little bit smaller slate of MLB, and we'll go through there. So that's what we'll do. We're going to go through. We've got a small 4-game early slate with the weather looking pretty good. And then we've got the main slate of 7 games as well. So a total of 11, but there are 12 games. So one of the games is not in here for whatever reason. I have not looked. I don't know if Fanduel has an all-day slate. They haven't had an all-day slate past few days for some reason. I don't know if they've just gotten away from it, which is fine because, as you know, we do not like the all-day slates. So that being said, we're going to go through everything here. We're going to look at the pitchers. We're going to look at the bats. We're going to give it all. So we are going to break it down for you right now. If this video is a lot and you want to see an abbreviated version of like 5 plays at each position and then break down a little bit of the pitchers, that is right here. The article in the description right here. It's there. We also have a Discord down below. All you got to do, click the link to the Discord. Get in there, look for the core plays, look for all the banter back and forth, look for everyone helping each other out, whether or not it's sports betting or DFS. We're trying to build a community and try to make it amazing for the NFL season. So, that being said, we currently do not have a pin of shame, which if you saw a couple of days ago, if some of these comments are ridiculous, we will shame pin you and put it on there for you all to see. Luckily, we didn't have one yesterday. So far, I should say. So far. But anyway, that being said, let's break it down. We also have a sponsor to this video, and we will talk about the sponsor in just a little bit. Towards the end of the video, we're going to give you the top 10 bats after 10,000 simulations. So we do 20,000 simulations a day, and we're going to go the top 10 bats after 10,000 of those simulations. And then on top of that, we're going to give you every bat that has a 10 out of 10 matchup rating as well. Sometimes we've had little as 3 batters. Sometimes we've had as many as 31. We just never know what we're going to get. In the background right now, we have the simulations running. So we're very excited. Anyone who does sign up, FTA Plus, normally $10 a week, $30 a month. If you use the promo code YouTube under the $30 monthly pass, you are going to get $10 off your first month. You're going to get it for $19.99. If you sign up for the yearly pass, normally $199, use the promo code BIRTHDAY, all one word, all capital letters. You're going to get $100 off. You're going to get it for $99. And as most of you know, or if you're new to the channel, we're having our second kid on next Thursday, so a week from today, maybe. We do have the All-Star break, so it could happen. Most likely, there will be no videos until like the following Monday. So not this coming Monday, but in 2 Mondays, the 22nd or 23rd, whatever it is. Possibly. It just depends on if the baby comes earlier, if there's any complications. So if you do have an FTA Plus membership and there are no videos, and there should be content on the site if I get some free time in the hospital. I don't know if I will. But if I do and I can get on the site, great. If not, then we will just add X amount of days free content to all of your subscriptions at the end. So I wanted to put that out there. Just to let you guys know, that's the upcoming week. So I got about 8 days left unless he comes early. So that being said, we're going to break it down. We're going to look at the games. We got the Rockies at the Reds. This is Great American Small Park for a reason. If you want to see the ballpark rankings and ballpark factors, the wind blowing out to left here, 22% chance for home runs in this one. Kind of the same thing. We got a 22% bump for the Dodgers at Philly with the wind blowing to right field. We've got Citi Field, Washington at Mets, 11% bump, and American Family Field does have the wind blowing in, but it could wrap around for home runs for 16%. Now, these could change and update maybe in the morning, maybe later on in the afternoon, just depending. So these will be on the website. What we usually do is we screenshot the ballpark factors, we screenshot the projected home runs, and we put them in the MLB channel on the Discord. So if you want to get in, it's completely free. Get in. So, first game, Gomber versus Green. I feel like they just faced each other. Austin Gomber coming in, 4.47 ERA. Splits-wise, I guess not. He has not faced Cincy this year. I do not trust him in this game, just for the main fact that he's up there. His price is, I mean, he had a good game against Kansas City. 7 innings there, but only 3 strikeouts. The strikeouts are very low. He could get the fantasy points if he gets the outs. But if Cincy hits him and the wind is blowing out, that scares me a little bit. And I would rather just take Cincinnati bats here. Only 62 strikeouts on the year, so not very good for him. Then you've got Hunter Green coming in. Game logs, coming off a really good game against Detroit where we used him. 7 innings, no earned runs, 7 Ks. I feel like it could be sort of in that same ballpark ranking here. But again, the wind blowing out scares me a little bit. I will have him in tournaments only because of how bad Colorado are offensively, and I just don't trust them enough. If you're going against Hunter Green and you want to look at some Colorado bats, Elias Diaz is 1 for 2 with a home run against him. Ryan McMahon is 2 for 5 with a home run against him. Brenton Doyle is 2 for 2 with a home run against him. And basically, other than that, maybe like Jake Cave would be a cheap option, batting 277 against right-handed pitching. That's really it. I mean, I don't like much at all. Brendan Rodgers might be another one, but he's 265 with 2 bombs against right-handed pitching. I would mainly focus on Cincinnati bats. Now, no one has a home run against him for Cincy, but then you dig in and we look at what batters hit righties or lefties well. So in this case, be lefties well. Tyler Stevenson, 246 batting average with 3 home runs against left-handed pitching. And you guys know when I'm taking Cincinnati Reds, at least for the past few weeks, I'm taking Tyler Stevenson against a left-handed pitcher. That's just what I've done, and that's what we're going to continue to do, and it's worked out for the most part. Another one I would look at probably would be Jonathan India batting 289 against left-handed pitching. Jake Fraley batting 303, only 33 at-bats, but he's hitting them when he's there. Those would be the main ones I'd look at. Obviously, Ellie De La Cruz needs no introduction. Only batting 239 against lefties, though. And Candelario would probably be there. You got Noel V. Marte, but he only has 7 at-bats against lefties, so not a ton to go off of, but 286 batting average and 1 home run as well. So in this game, I'm not using Gomber. I'll use a little bit of Hunter Green, but I'd rather use the bats here, and I'd rather look at Cincy. Then we got the Guardians at the Tigers. You got Spencer Howard versus Jack Flaherty. Now, I believe Spencer Howard was just with San Francisco, right? And then he got DFA'd. Yeah, so his debut. Logan Allen. I didn't even realize Logan Allen was... never realized Logan Allen was sent down. So he's taken his spot. Comes with a 5.63 ERA. That's not ideal, obviously. Has not faced Detroit this year. You can't really look at home and away splits because technically this would be a away game because he's never pitched in this ballpark as the home pitcher, so that doesn't really matter. I'm not using Spencer Howard. I'd rather use Detroit bats. And then if we look at flip side, you got Jack Flaherty, 9,500. It's been a minute since he's pitched. He skipped 2 starts because of his back. Somehow did not. This is my problem. He's 9,500. He has a back problem. I think he had 2 injections. Didn't go on the IL. But this could flare up in this game, and that scares me, especially against a Cleveland team that can hit. Now, Flaherty's got great numbers, 3.24 ERA. He's already faced Cleveland once this year, did get the loss, went 6 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs, just had no run support. 6 Ks in that one. He's got great numbers. I am scared to use him because I could see his back hurting and him being pulled early in this game. So I personally am not going to be using him. And this is the difference between us and other DFS providers. I can be wrong. I will let you know when we're wrong. These are just my opinions. Take them with a grain of salt. Listen to them, but we've been doing this for a while. Jack Flaherty tournaments, I'm okay with. But that is if you make multiple lineups, because him being hurt but just getting injections to be better and not going on the AL, that scares me a little bit. Little sketch on my end. Not sketch like Sketch, the streamer that, he's in the news this week. But it's a little sketch. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, great. If you do, you know what I'm talking about. So we look at that. I'm probably not going to use the pitching here. I'm definitely not using Spencer Howard. I would rather look at the bats. Detroit bats against Spencer Howard, really haven't seen much at all. 1 at bat for 2 people. That's nothing. But then we look at the Detroit bats against right-handed pitching. Kind of look at this. Colt Keith, he's been on fire this year. 8 bombs, 252 batting average there. Riley Green has double-digit home runs and a 284 batting average against right-handed pitching. Those would be my top 2. Depending, maybe Jake Rogers is in there. I don't know if he's going to be in there, but if he is, he could be a cheap option for you if you're trying to make this stack here. Matt Vierling, maybe. He's got 9 home runs, almost on the verge of double-digit home runs here against right-handed pitching. You could look at those guys. Winfield Perez, maybe a cheap option as well. But on the flip side of that, we obviously know Cleveland's a very good hitting team. Jose Ramirez is batting 364 in 11 at-bats against Jack Flaherty with 2 home runs. He's obviously on my list, number 1. Number 2 is Josh Naylor that I would use. But Jose Ramirez, if he doesn't hit home runs, he's getting on base. He's stealing bases. This is my first year that I've ever been able to draft Jose Ramirez on my season-long league. And it's working out. Really great numbers out of him. Josh Naylor's another one I got in the draft, and he's been killing it first base for me as well. So those are my top 2. Then it really just depends. Stephen Kwan's absolutely been killing it this year. He's batting 341 against righties with wild numbers, which is less than what he's batting overall. Overall, Stephen Kwan is batting 363 right now with 9 bombs. So 6 of the 9 home runs have come against right-handed pitching. So those are the... Then maybe we look at Angel Martinez, batting 300, had a home run 2 nights ago for us. He was in our lineup 2 nights ago. Andres Jimenez batting 253 with 4 home runs. Those would probably be my Cleveland stack. And if you don't want to go with like Angel Martinez, you could always throw in like a David Fry. He's batting 291 with 3 home runs against right-handed pitching as well. So to reiterate, I'm not using either pitcher. I like Cleveland. I kind of like Detroit stack a little bit more, but I love both of these guys as stacks there. Then the Nationals at the Mets. McKenzie, I feel like they just pitched 2 starts ago. Mackenzie Gore only lasted 5.2 innings, but gave up only 1 earned run and 8 strikeouts. At 23.2, he was 9,800. They've now dropped him down to 8,500. We look at his splits. He's already faced them twice this year. The problem is the start before that, the Mets lit him up. He had 6 earned runs in that one. Pitching on the road, he's actually better on the road at 331, and this is a pitcher's ballpark. I'm curious to why they dropped his price like this, at least on DraftKings. Does come in with a 4.12 ERA. I will have exposure. I mean, he's coming off a bad game against St. Louis, 3.1 innings, 5 earned runs, 5 Ks, but he had 5 walks. So I don't know if it's in his head, but that is a ton of walks to have in a game in only 3.1 innings and 90 pitches. So looking at that, I'm probably Mackenzie Gore for tournaments against the Mets because it's the Mets I'm okay with, and it's a big ballpark, but the Mets can hit as well. But then the other one is David Peterson. Really hasn't done a ton since striking out 8 against the Yankees, winning that game 9-7. You've got going up against Washington 2 starts ago, so it's basically the same matchup we saw 10 days ago. It was 10 days ago. That was in Washington, 7 hits allowed, 6.1 innings, 2 earned runs, and only 2 strikeouts. The strikeouts were very low. Splits-wise, he's faced them twice this year. 13 innings pitched, 1 win, 4 earned runs. Not bad, just the strikeouts haven't been there for him. But I mean, he still has a 3.58 ERA, a 3-0 record, but the strikeouts are very low. That's the only knock on him. In Washington, depending on what they want to do, when they want to hit, some of these guys can hit. They can rake, but they haven't been. That's the problem. So if we look at some of these batters against, we look at these Washington batters against David Peterson, a lefty. The batters that have had success against lefties this year so far, C.J. Abrams batting 304 with 3 home runs. Vargas, I don't know if he's going to be in there, but 69 at-bats against lefties. 275 batting average. No home runs yet, but he could be a cheap option no one would be on. Lane Thomas is batting 329 with 3 bombs. Harold Ramirez batting 276 with a home run. Keibert Ruiz he's only batting 213, but does have a home run. So there are certain plays here. Jacob Young batting 295. If I were to stack Washington, I'm looking at probably Lane Thomas, C.J. Abrams, my top 2. Probably Jacob Young if he's in there. I don't know if he will be. Vargas if he's in there. I don't know if he will be. And to kind of round out top 5, if Harold Ramirez is in there, I think he could be a cheap option for you in a stack here. And then if you don't think Mackenzie Gore is going to have a good game, J.D. Martinez has a home run against him. Pete Alonso has a home run against him. Both are batting sub 170. You got Jose Iglesias, 3 for 6, no extra base hits. Mark Vientos batting 4 for 5 with 3 for 5 with 1 home run. You could look at that. I don't mind them. I don't love the Mets today. Now, I could be wrong. I just don't love the Mets in this one, so I'm probably fading that one. And then the final game, Skeens versus Aaron Savale. Now, Savale came in, made his debut last Friday. 5 innings, 4 earned runs against the Dodgers. So not a very, still had 8 strikeouts, though. He did just face Pittsburgh not too long ago, obviously when he was with the Rays. 5 innings there, 1 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 12.9. Not really enough for me, though. Obviously, I love Paul Skeens. He's going to be number 1 here on this early slate. I'm taking Skeens, and honestly, none of the bats really jump out to me right now. Maybe they will after simulations, and we will look at that. So make sure you check out our simulations. Sure you check out our projections, our cheat sheet to see all of the plays we have on the cheat sheet. That's kind of where we're at there. So I love Paul Skeens in this one. I'm not looking at the offenses right now. And that's the early slate. Early slate is done, and we're going to move on. But before we move on, let's talk about our sponsor, Outlier.Bet. Outlier.Bet is the bee's knees, I should say. There's a ton of information that you can find. There's a ton of sports picks, sports books, props, boosts, positive EV. They've got education. They've got merch. The features. What are the features? There are curated picks for each and every sport. So there's different markets right now. The markets are NFL and WNBA because that's what we have right now. But they have so many different markets, so many different picks. But when you really get into it, so if we really jump in, these are all from Wednesday. But you can break down the games. So let's say your favorite game Wednesday, Angels at the Rangers. Okay? You look at this. Basically, it's like 5 websites combined. It shows BVP. It shows matchups. It shows props. It's got everything for you. They are our sponsor. So what I'll do, if you click the link down below in the description, you sign up. You're going to get this for 7 days for free. If you continue through those 7 days and you get a paid subscription, it's $29.99 for a month for their regular support or regular subscription. And if you sign up for the $29.99, we're going to give you a free month of FTA Plus. If you sign up for their $129.99 a month, that's 1 month for $129, you get a month of Outlier.Bet, and we are going to give you a free year of FTA Plus on top of that. That is how much we like Outlier.Bet. So, looking at it, you can look at the game lines, you can look at the money lines. Like Texas has hit 7 of their last 10 money lines. Run lines, Texas has hit 5 out of their last 10 when they're a 2.5-point favorite. Over under of 9, 5 under over has been 5% of the time, or 5 out of 10%. So you look at that. You can look at alternate run lines. Let's say you like player props, for instance, and you liked Anthony Rendon for hits. You can dig in. You can see hits. You can dig in even more. You can look at his last 10, his last 5, his last 20, head-to-head matchups. It shows how he's done in matchups against this team. You've got supporting stats like plate appearances. How many plate appearances he had per game. You can then look at key matchups. Him versus Michael Lorenzen that was yesterday's matchup. You look at Rendon, her splits in 2024. Obviously not a ton because he gets hurt all the time. But batting .284 against righties. .344 BABIP. Okay, hard hit rate is 34.4 against right-handed pitching. You can even go down to pitch arsenal, how the batter does against said pitch arsenal, and even heat maps. All of this information, minimum 5 to 10 websites that have all this different information. They brought it to you all in one great UI. You can check it out. The interface is amazing. Outlier.Bet. Check them out right now. Click the link in the description. Sign up. Go through the 7 days. Get a full access $30 subscription or $130, and we're going to give you either a free month of FTA Plus on top of that or a free year of FTA Plus on top of that as well. So go check out Outlier.Bet. All right. So now we are in to the main. Well, this is the game that is not playable DFS-wise, unless there's an all-day slate for FanDuel. It's just this game is not here. We do have the Dodgers at the Phillies coming up. So it does start, so be aware, this does start a little bit earlier. It's about an hour earlier than what we're used to for a main slate. So 5:05 Eastern, or 5:05 Central would be 3:05 Pacific time, and that's what we've got. So the Dodgers have so many injuries that we don't know at the moment definitively who's going to be pitching for them. We always have, they think it's going to be Landon Knack, who did last pitch on Thursday, so it would make sense that he pitches now. He pitched on the 4th of July, so it's been a minute. But they've had off days, then they have another one. But Landon Knack coming in 286, some decent numbers, but he's not going deep into games, and we don't know for sure it is him. So we're not really going to cover that. But it's kind of hard to cover this game when you don't know both pitchers. But we do know it's Aaron Nola. So Nola comes in against the Dodgers. They're a great hitting team, but they're just lackluster right now. Coming off double digits, like 25, 23. Had a good game against Atlanta. Only gave up 3 earned runs, had 8 strikeouts. Has not faced the Dodgers this year. Against the Dodgers, got a .265 batting average. I like Aaron Nola here. And I like the Philly bats a little bit more, but we just don't. They think it's going to be Landon Knack. But if we look at the Philly bats here against right-handed pitching, I want Alec Bohm batting .308 with 7 bombs. I want Trey Turner batting .345 with multiple home runs. I want Brandon Marsh, Kyle Schwarber. I also have got to get Bryce Harper in there. Those would be my main 5. if you are looking to stack Philly today, and that is all contingent if it is Landon Knack. If it's not, but it is still a right-handed pitcher who's not that good, which most likely will be for the Dodgers, I still like those bats against left-handed or right-handed pitching. And honestly, I'll have Nola and the Dodgers right now, outside of Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Teoscar Hernandez. I'm probably not going to have a Dodger stack today. But we move on. Cubs at the Orioles. You got Justin Steele versus Albert Suarez. So Steele comes in, 3.18 ERA, having not faced Baltimore this year. Coming off a really good game against the Angels. Complete game for him, 7 strikeouts, 36.4, but only 95 pitches. So this is usually where I'm a little weary if they do a complete game and they've got like 110 pitchers or something like that. But this is kind of low pitch count there. Did have a bad game against Milwaukee, but Milwaukee hits lefties very well. Baltimore, though, Baltimore can hit. We know that Baltimore is a really good team. Justin Steele for tournaments, I don't mind, but I kind of like Baltimore bats a little bit more in this one. So if we were looking at Baltimore bats against Justin Steele, not a ton of success. I mean, Adley Rutschman bat 167 against him with 1 home run. But we look at this. Adley Rutschman in 110 plate appearances against lefties, bat 400 with 7 bombs. So he's hit lefties well this year. He would be my number 1. Ryan Mountcastle batting 290 with 4 bombs. I'm looking at him. Jordan Westburg with 4 home runs against left-handed pitching. I will take him as well. If Austin Hayes is in there, 364 batting average with a home run, I like him. And we've always got to anchor it with Anthony Santander. 6 home runs, just dominating this year so far. Batting 244 against lefties. But on the flip side of this, we've got Albert Suarez. 2.48 ERA. Game logs coming off back-to-back 6 innings. 1 was against Oakland. 1 was against Texas. The strikeouts have been low, consistently low. That scares me a little bit. Pitching at home, he does have a 1.50 ERA. I do not mind Albert Suarez. I'm really not looking at the Cubs bats right now. Maybe after simulations, maybe after weather and all ballpark factors come out, I might change my stance. But at the moment, I'm not really looking at Baltimore or the Cubs today. Next game, the Yankees at the Rays. You got Nestor Cortez versus Shane Baz. Cortez, we've talked about this. Splits 181 at home, 563 on the road. He's already faced Tampa Bay twice this year, given up 4 earned runs, 2 home runs, 14 Ks. Last time he faced them was in Tampa Bay? No, in Tampa Bay, May 11th. 5.1 innings, 4 earned runs. Then the time before that at home, 7 innings, no earned runs, 9 strikeouts. Just Nestor Cortez on the road, I don't understand how bad he is. Could we throw him in tournaments because Tampa Bay's been bad? Yes. But the way the Yankees have been hitting, if Cortez gives up any runs in the first inning, it's pretty much lights out, game over for the Yankees offense right now. It's wild. I'm probably not using Cortez. I just do not trust him on the road as far as I can throw him. I do not trust this man on the road. So then we look at what Tampa Bay bats have had success against him. Well, Yandy Diaz is batting 400 with 3 bombs. You've got Isaac Paredes, who had a 3-run home run 2 nights ago, batting 333 with 2 bombs against him. Brandon Lau batting 2 for 4 with a home run against him. Ahmed Rosario, 333, 3 hits and 9 at-bats, a home run against him. Randy Arozarena, who struggled mostly this year. Randy Arozarena, 2 home runs with 6 RBIs against him. Those would basically be the bats that I would use. I mean, you could throw in Johnny DeLuca if he's in there. I don't think I will. You could throw in Caballero or Ben Rortvedt if he's in there. I probably won't be throwing those guys in there. But the ones I did mention, I don't mind because of how bad Nestor Cortez has been. But then on the flip side of that, Shane Baz. Now, anyone who's been facing the Yankees lately, putting up some good numbers. He's only pitched once this year against Texas, 3 earned runs, went 6 innings, 14.7 fantasy points. Has he ever faced? So he's only faced 12 at-bats with 4 home runs against the Yankees, or 400 batting average. Aaron Judge is 1 for 3 with a home run against him. Obviously, the Yankees bats that I would even look at are Judge, obviously Soto, Ben Rice. Now, Wednesday, they moved Ben Rice from leadoff to cleanup, and they moved cleanup, which was Verdugo, to leadoff. Whether or not that's going to continue, that's the one thing with the Yankees. Sometimes they just switch up the lineup so much you don't know. But honestly, I don't mind those guys. Judge, Soto, Rice, and Verdugo. If Verdugo's leading off and Rice is batting cleanup, I don't mind that. Those would be the 4 that I'd look at. But again, the team just looks out of sync right now. Kind of like the Dodgers. Dodgers spent so much money, and they're kind of reeling too. But both of these teams got off very hot. And Tampa Bay, for whatever reason, just a thorn in their side. Baz for tournaments, I'm okay with, but I don't mind a Yankee stack. But I just don't think I can use Nestor today. Athletics at the Red Sox, Luis Medina versus Tanner Houck. Love me some Tanner Houck here. Reason, he's the picture of the video in the article. He's got great numbers here going up against Oakland. Oakland strikes out a ton. Tanner Houck has great numbers against them, only 17 plate appearances. But I want all the Tanner Houck, and then I want some Boston bats. So the Boston bats I would look at, Jarren Duran, Rafi Devers, David Hamilton. If we were trying to get a stack, you could look at Tyler O'Neill as well. So I want nothing to do with Medina, and I want nothing to do with the Oakland bats. I think I did forget to mention, but we're going to have pitches be crazy at the end of this segment. But that's the only time I would use Medina here. Now, pitches be crazy are the top 5 pitchers of the entire day against teams that strike out the most. And we've got the list right here. So once we get done with this, we will cover that. But for DFS, I'm not using Medina. I'm all over Tanner Houck. And for for sports bets and stuff, I'm on Tanner Houck as well. Then we got the Marlins at the Astros. It looks like we don't know who's pitching, but I think we kind of do. We've got Roderick Munoz versus to be announced for Houston, but they believe it's going to be Bloss coming off the IL. He'll likely start. Now, Jake Bloss, one start June 21st against Baltimore. But most likely he will be on a pitch count because he did not go anywhere past 55 pitches in his one AAA start. So that, does have a favorable matchup here. It just depends if he gets elevated pitching-wise. Might not be good for him. Jake Bloss for tournaments, I'm okay with because of how bad Miami is. But then it would be Munoz that we'll look at. I'm not using Munoz. He's got a 5.48 ERA facing the Astros. I would rather go with the Astros bats here. I'm not looking at Munoz and Bloss for tournaments. I'm okay with, but I'd rather look at Astros like Jose Altuve if he's in there, Yordan Alvarez if he's in there. If you want to get a little bit cheaper, we could even go down to like a Mauricio Dubon if they get him in there. John Singleton, I do not mind. You could look at Bregman, batting .272 with 8 bombs against right-handed pitching too. So I want nothing to do with him. I would rather take the Astros bats in this one. Then the Mariners at the Angels. We believe it's going to be Luis Castillo versus Tyler Anderson. Tyler Anderson pitched on Saturday. Technically, it should be his start in the rotation. We should see dominated. 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, no earned runs against Chicago. More favorable matchup here against Seattle because Seattle strikes out the most out of any team. So Tyler Anderson at 7,800, deal. I would look at Tyler Anderson there. His strikeouts are there, 77. He's coming off a fantastic game. But again, always scared when they go deeper into games like that. Maybe they don't go deeper into the next game. But you can see he's topped 100 a few times and still come out and topped 88 to 90 pitches after that. So I do not mind him. Bats-wise, I'm not looking at the bats. Luis Castillo, I would look at Luis Castillo as well. So I think Tyler Anderson, probably cash option. I think Castillo, more of a tournament option. The bats really don't interest me in this matchup here at all. Then the final game, the Braves at the Diamondbacks. You got Max Fried versus Brandon Pfaadt, who left Saturday's start with, I believe, an ankle. He is expected to make this start. This is not the best start for him. He's already faced the Braves once this year, only went 5.2 innings, gave up 5 earned runs. Did have 7 strikeouts, though. I would rather look at the Braves bats here. I'd rather look at the Braves bats overall. Overall against Brandon Pfaadt, Marcell Ozuna, 2 for 3 with a home run. I would use him. I would use Austin Riley. Austin Riley against right-handed pitching this year has been batting 276 with 9 bombs. You got Jared Kelenic batting 276 with 9 bombs as well. Sean Murphy could be a cheap catching option. You know, Thursdays are kind of like Sundays. Thursdays, the main catchers rest. So if you think Travis d'Arnaud's the main catcher, Sean Murphy could start. Or we got d'Arnaud. I don't really like... If it's d'Arnaud, I don't really like him as much as I like Murphy today. Another one you could look at, Eddie Rosario, only batting 181, but has 7 home runs against right-handed pitching. Then we have Max Fried. Not the best numbers against Arizona. Splits-wise, he did get lit up his one lone start this year. 4.1 innings, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 5 strikeouts. He got lit up. For whatever reason, that's just sometimes how it happens. So we look at Arizona bats. Ketel Marte, I absolutely love Ketel Marte here against him. Eugenio Suarez, I like Eugenio Suarez here. I like Randall Grichuk. I usually like to take him against left-handed pitching. So he's another one I'd look at. Maybe Christian Walker, he's batting 364 against Fried. And then maybe even Gabriel Moreno if he is in there catching today. So I'm probably going to fade Fried here as well. And that's the breakdown. That's the breakdown of all the games. Early slate, main slate, all of the pitchers, all of the bats that we like. If you want to see more, check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Now, pitches be crazy. Number 1, Tyler Anderson against the Mariners. Number 2 is Tanner Houck versus Oakland. 3 is Luis Medina at Boston. Number 4 is Hunter Green versus Colorado. And number 5 is Aaron Savale versus Pittsburgh. Now, those are the top 5. You can't use them all for the Fanduel's game there, but you can sports bet as well. If you want to see how many strikeouts these teams do, that link will be in the Discord as well. So now we're going to do the top 10 bats through 10,000 simulations. Number 1 is Jarren Duran. 2, Juan Soto. 3, Aaron Judge. 4, Matt Vierling. 5, Ellie De La Cruz. 6, David Hamilton. 7, Brandon Nimmo. 8, Brent Rooker. 9, CJ Abrams. And number 10 is Francisco Lindor. Now, all of the batters with a 10 out of 10 matchup rating, there's not many today, guys. Jarren Duran, number 1. Number 2 is Juan Soto. 3 is CJ Abrams. 4 is Isaac Paredes. 5 and 6 are Vlad and Justin Turner, which aren't in DFS. And that's it. 6 total ones right now. Can and will probably change throughout the day once we get all the weather nailed down. We get all the projections. We get all the simulations out for 20,000 simulations. So go check that out. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic day. Hopefully this video starts your day well. The keyword of the day, we're going to say dollar, because we all want to make that dollar. So congratulations to everyone who's won in the past, whether or not it was for views, whether or not it was for doing the keyword, or whether or not you won. We've had multiple $20,000 winners in this baseball season, and you guys have been around. They've been around. We've all had a fun success so far. We're going to build on that success. We are so close to 10,000 YouTube subscribers. Once we get to that 10,000, we are going to give away a lifetime pass to one of you that are a YouTube subscriber. So make sure you check out all of our social media. Go follow us on Twitter @advisors_team or X, whatever you want to call it, @advisors_team. Good luck today, everyone. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.